Hey, Tom here, FlipAnythingUSA. So I'm getting ready to start a Zoom meeting here in a little bit, and I thought real quickly we'd jump over and watch a little bit of Jerry Norton on his show. He's got something here called "Should You Get a Real Estate License or Not?" So this is a question that I get asked a lot as well, and so I thought, you know what, we'll just watch this a little bit before I go to the Zoom meeting. This is probably going to be a two-parter because I only got 12 minutes before the next meeting starts, but we'll get it going here. 1 second. All right, so this is Jerry Norton, and I guess this guy's from Real Estate Disruptors. I haven't watched this thing. I just watched like the first 20 seconds because, hey, you know what? We got to pass something here. A lot of people have asked me about Jerry Norton, his phone call stuff. I did a little video last night, just briefly again I was talking to a title company, but don't know that much about him. But I didn't, what he had to say yesterday. It was all valid stuff. So, but let's take a look at this because I have no idea what he's going to say. But let's watch a little bit of this. And as always, I'm going to put it in. I'm going to put it like 1.5 times speed, and let me know that you can hear it. And maybe we'll pick it up again after. We'll do a part 2 or something. Let's watch.
Welcome, guys. I'm excited to have Steve Trang here in the home office, and we've got a topic that is really important. There's a lot of misinformation as far as Steve and I are concerned, and that's regarding should you get your real estate license for investing? Coming up.
For a limited time, you can get a free copy of Jerry Norton's Quick Start Kit with everything you need to flip your first house in 30 days or less. Download it now at myquickstartkit.com.
If you're new here, I'm Jerry Norton. I went from dead broke to millionaire flipping houses, and after doing 1,000 deals, I started this channel to help you master the art of wholesaling and flipping so that you can live your dream life. Be sure to subscribe and click the bell icon to get notified when new videos are released. All right, Steve, thank you for being here. It's exciting to get to do this video with you. And I don't know, Steve, if you know this, but you and I relate quite a bit in regards to kind of a little bit of our background and kind of what we do. More so, I think, than a lot of other people in the education space. So It's exciting for me to actually talk about this topic of your real estate license. But again, thank you for being here. It's exciting to have this opportunity.
Oh, thank you for having me. And I'm just blown away by this home office. I don't know if you can call this a home office.
Yeah, not a bad place to hang out, right? Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you for coming. And, it's great that you're local, but I sure enjoy kind of this type of face-to-face interaction when doing a video like this. So It's a lot of fun. And I want to talk about this topic of your real estate license. And I don't know if you know a little bit of my background, but when I got started about 16 years ago, there wasn't very much public tools or information to gather data. And so I started out as a wholesaler, and I got my real estate license strictly for access to the MLS so that I could comp properties and set up my own showings. And so it wasn't at all to be an agent, it was for the wholesaling business. And I found that getting my license just really helped with that. And so I did that for about 4 years, and then now about 10 years ago, I got my broker's license because the problem was every year I'd have to change brokers because I wasn't bringing sales in, no splits to the broker. He would sit me down and say, hey, you got to go. There are liabilities.
Yeah.
So I got tired of changing brokers all the time because if you don't know, if you have your salesperson license, you have to be under a broker in order to stay active with that license. So I went ahead and got my broker's license to then not have to answer to anybody. And then I continued doing my thing. I've had my broker's license since. It's in Michigan. And it's still active. I've got a handful of agents. Nothing like what you do with 100 plus, was 120 or so agents?
About 120 agents.
Yeah. But as a wholesaler licensed and a huge proponent, I've been speaking out about this for years, of the benefits and the value and why investors, I think not just it's helpful or handy or beneficial, but actually my belief is you should get your real estate license if you're an investor. And I don't know if your stance is quite that strong, but I'd love to hear from you. So let's kind of start from there, Steve. So why your real estate license? Why do you have your real estate license?
Well, I got my real estate license because I kind of went the wrong route. So before we jump into that, I just wanted to say I started my own brokerage, the same reason why you started your own brokerage, where I didn't want to answer anybody, right? So I actually got licensed. So I read Think and Grow Rich. I said, okay, I'm going to become this real estate investor. I'm going to get out of the rat race. And this is back in 2006. And I started buying rental properties. And then I saw wait, this other realtor is making a crap load of money. What is going on over here?
A year's worth of cash flow in one sale, yeah.
Yeah, and so I got completely sidetracked. So I kind of called it the lost decade, but it was really like 7 or 8 years. I kind of went down the wrong road. So I became licensed because I wanted to make realtor money. And wholesaling wasn't a big thing at that time. It existed, but it wasn't a big thing.
So were you doing listings and then buyer's agent, taking people out and showing
properties?
Okay. So that I never did.
Yeah. So I was an agent for quite some time, and I don't necessarily recommend that route. I don't think it's a terrible route if it's the direction you want to start, but I don't necessarily recommend that route.
Nights, weekends, holidays, is that why?
So I'll just say this right now. For those of you that don't know anything about real estate, I don't think starting as an agent is a bad thing. It's not something I did, but I actually went and got a license at one time just because I had, I don't know, I'd already made my first million or just about. And I thought, well, maybe I'll use this to get rid of some of my properties. But in the end, to be honest, as an investor, I don't want a license. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing to start with. I think it's a great thing to start with, because if you don't really know much about real estate, you can immerse yourself into real estate. You can represent, and you know, listen, I would never want to show houses. I could never do it. It just sounds like a nightmare. There's too much emotion going on. And like I said, I got a license. I had it for like 6 months because it expired as soon as I didn't do the follow-up education and actually operate without a license. Probably not like I wasn't supposed to. I just didn't know. But again, so I kind of relate to this be your own boss stuff. But to me, I'd already made probably almost my first million by that time. It was pretty, I don't remember, it was in my 20s, mid-20s. But in the end, you really, as an investor, it doesn't really help to, I mean, let me say, it's not a bad thing. You can be an agent and be fine. But what I was going to say is, if you're young and you don't really know anything about real estate, and you can immerse yourself into it. If you got maybe a wife working, or vice versa, go to work, immerse yourself in it, but concentrate on the right things. A lot of people realize, but you can go in and be an agent, and you can just forget about even selling at first. You can place people in, you can rent people's properties for them, and you can take 4% of the real estate. Let me put it this way. I pay agents 4% of the lease. In other words, they get a lease that's worth $200,000. I'm going to give them $16,000. So they get 4%. And guess what? They get it like right away or within 3 months. Sometimes depending on the quality of the tenant they bring me, but I pay 4%. And believe me, it's a lot easier to get somebody to rent a place than to buy a place sometimes. So if you're an agent, consider that. Just know that there's a whole world of making money in being a leasing agent and basically leasing out property for guys like me. And you can find my stuff on Craigslist and stuff that's for lease, and then you can actually repost it and then bring, you might hook somebody in your office. But the other good thing is by being an agent is that you're going to be inside an office. If you're inside a big office and you make friends with everybody and you network everybody that's active, that's a smart thing too, because you'll become aware of pocket listings or in-house listings that aren't on the MLS yet, but are in the building, right? So you can take advantage of stuff like that. So there are some advantages to being an agent, and believe me, nothing pisses me off more than when I see a real estate agent get a piece of property before me that he bought inside his office, because then I'm screaming foul, or at least that's But really, because it's a really here's the deal: when you're a real estate agent, you're kind of walking the line to buy a property out of your office, or especially from one of your clients. Because you're supposed to get them the most money you can. So you kind of like, you're on the spot, and I don't want to be on the spot like that. I mean, I like looking for deals and buying stuff under market, and that's what I do. And I buy them from agents that way. I buy them, a lot of different ways. And you learn about that in my mentorship. And get my book, by the way. That's my book right there, Wake Up and Smell the Real Estate. And I'm about to do a mentor meeting. I do one every Saturday. And so I got to meet with my Zoom group here in about 5 minutes. But this is also a reminder to everybody that's in my mentorship, because I got people signing up last night even, and this morning somebody. And so anyways, that's 10 a.m. if you're not in it all the way, but it's not bad to even, you can come back and watch them anyhow if you're in the VIP club, which is in the members area. But so anyway, let's hear what they got to say a little bit, and then we're going to have to do a part 2 on this. I apologize.
Yeah, like they sell you this dream, and I think they sell wholesalers the same dream too. Is like you get to work whatever hours you want to work, drinking Mai Tais on the beach, pick your hours, and that's not true. Now as a realtor, as a wholesaler, right?
No, let me speak to that too, because let me tell you something. As a real estate agent, I mean, it is horrible for a family, and I'll tell you why. I had a guy, I won't say his name, but he was a big real estate family, and he was a developer, and he was a nice guy, smart guy, but he come from a family of real estate, big real estate office in California. And I said, hey, how come you're not doing real estate like, mom, dad, brother, sister, everybody else? He goes, nah, man. He goes, you know what? He goes, when I was a kid, he goes, my dad would get off, I'd be out of school. It'd be 5 o'clock. My dad'd be coming home, and we'd go to throw the ball, go to play catch. He'd get a call. He'd go, I got to go, son. Because you got to remember, a real estate agent's life is basically showing listings when people get off of work, and that's at 5, right? And that's when your kids are home. And so it can be a horrible thing for the family, to be quite honest. And that's what he said. He goes, yeah, he goes, now I can do that to my kids. He goes, I'm not gonna work when they get home. And that's basically what the life of a realtor is. It's work when your kids get home, work on the weekends, because guess what? That's when people that aren't people only can look for homes when they're not working. Okay, so that's 90% of the world, right? They can't look for a home during the day because they're working, and on the weekends that's time they have. That's when they're available, after hours. And so your hours become the opposite of what everybody else are if you're going to be showing homes and that sort of thing. So anyways, but look, as far as if you're young and you don't have kids, I think it's a great way to get in the door, and you can immerse yourself in. You can look for successful people like me that buy property, see me buy property, because I have a lot of people say, hey, hit me up, hey, tell me, how you do it, what do you do? And I share. But you can learn by example when you see other people that are successful, and you'll see the guys that are making money. You'll identify the guys keep coming in, buying property over and over again, and you kind of realize, oh, these guys are smart. Anyways, you know what? We're going to have to come back and watch this later. I apologize. I got to get to the Zoom meeting here, but hey, please subscribe, like the channel. I know this is a short video, but we'll come back and do a part 2 on it, and I'll make sure we know where we're at here. 444 is where we're at on this one. We'll start it maybe after the show or next time I run. So thanks. Take care. Thanks for watching.